Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Off Court presented by The Baking Room. If you have not tried The Baking Room, like myself, I'm bad. Chloe, start screaming at me to go to your dad's bakery. It's in Aurora, Colorado. I have talked to Ruben. Ruben has actually been, and he said it's like some of the best fresh bread ever. I need to go. I need to get myself out there. So shout out to The Baking Room. Chloe is she does a little bit of everything, actually. And her father opened this new bakery. Please go check it out, Aurora, Colorado. I actually watched a TikTok that Chloe made about her dad's journey to open this bakery, and it's pretty special, pretty sweet. So make sure you get out there. I need to make sure I get out there. But shout out to The Baking Room. We have another episode of Off Court for you. We're going to be talking all things NBA. Listen, you guys have heard this spiel from me before. Nuggets not off to a great start, right? 0-2 in their home opener against OKC. They fell short or long. It was a pretty brutal beating. And then what I was hoping we would see in their second game against the Clippers, was kind of tightening up on some of those things that we saw in game one. We didn't see that. My largest concern right now for this Denver Nuggets team, normally I go on a Jamal Murray rampage, right? Where is he? Where is the guy the max contract player that we paid for? Where is the Jamal Murray that we really truly need in order to have a successful season for this Nuggets team? I'm not hard on Jamal Murray because I'm hard on Jamal Murray because I know how great he can be. And more than that, I know how important he is to the success of this team. He is everything to the success of this Denver Nuggets team. He is clutch. He is our postseason go-to offensive player in most postseasons. And then we saw a little bit of regression from him in this most recent postseason. Was that due to injuries? I'm sure that's a part of it. However, we then saw him again in Paris. And was he battling injuries there? I'm not sure, but we weren't seeing Jamal Murray be the player that we know he can be. And then in game one, it was the same thing. He had 12 points. He was 4 of 14 from the field. And we just can't win games that way. It's just that simple. We cannot win games without Jamal Murray performing offensively. And then in game two, we actually saw Jamal Murray find a little bit of rhythm and some groove. He started off slow. Now, that would be the one thing right now that I would love to see differently from Jamal Murray, which is just a quicker start, right? This Nuggets team notoriously is really strong in the first half of basketball games. And then we lose our leads, typically in the third quarter. And then we have to fight like hell to claw back in the fourth quarter to hopefully win a game, and it doesn't always translate that way. An 0-2 start is a perfect indicator of that. But right now, what we're seeing from this Nuggets team is actually different from what we've seen in years past. Their struggle has been that third quarter play. Outside of the Lakers series, which is where they really had to claw back because it was a 20-point deficit and it was kind of feeling like all hope was lost. But typically, we see this Nuggets team do two things very well: come out really strong and really fast, a quick pace and a really, really great strong start from the Nuggets in the first half, and also defending home court well. We are not seeing that anymore from this Nuggets team. Matter of fact, starting in last year's playoffs, we haven't been seeing this from this Nuggets team. They're starting their games really, really slow, and they're not defending home court well at all. That has been this Nuggets edge. One of the things that I think contributes to them being so solid in those two departments is their chemistry. The way that this Nuggets team is able to be in sync at all times, especially with Nikola Jokic on the floor. We don't have chemistry right now at all. What I was hoping we would go into this season worrying about early, because it is a long, long, long season, right? We try not to overreact. It's only 2 games. It's a long season. What I was hoping we would spend time working through is getting that second unit on the same page with our starting lineup. But right now, it doesn't even feel like our starting lineup is in sync. It doesn't even feel like there's chemistry within our starters. The 4 guys that we've invested nearly $163 million in salary for the 2024-2025 season, they're not even in sync. MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. You throw CB into the mix and you're hoping, dang, can he click with them? He seems to be the only person that's gunning it and doing what he needs to do on both sides of the ball. So there are some concerns here. Absolutely. I think one of my biggest is the sluggish, tired basketball that the Nuggets are currently playing. I don't think they're going to get untired as the season goes on. In fact, I think the reverse will happen. It's a very long season, and we don't look like we're in super great shape. I'm not sure how we treated our offseason, but we just don't look aggressive and hungry, and we're not playing with that same quick pace that is normally their edge in the first half of basketball games. So all of these things do draw a little bit of concern for me. Despite it being early in the season, I do look at this and go, I'm not sure how this is going to get any better if it's a fatigue issue. Chemistry, yes, will take time, and I do think in that regard we can allow a little bit of grace. And we can have a little bit of patience as it pertains to getting these starters in sync and then also roping our second unit into that. One of the big things I was really hoping that would be crucial to the success of this second unit and getting us a stronger bench and a more reliable bench, because it is one of the things that we have struggled so deeply with over the last couple of years. After losing Bruce Brown, after losing KCP, our bench has been a concern. KCP was not a bench player, but Bruce Brown for sure. That felt like it took a large chunk out of our bench that at one point was reliable and then no longer felt reliable when Bruce Brown was gone. Russell Westbrook. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, I have been called Rochelle Westbrook on social media. If you have not seen it, I was NBA centelled, and not in the way that you think. I was not bamboozled thinking that NBA centel was, giving out information and I fell for the trap. No, no, no. I actually physically was NBA centelled. Yes, they used a video of me saying, good luck with Westbrook. I'm going to have fun with Westbrook. If you're a Clippers or a Lakers fan, shut up and leave me alone. Westbrook's going to be great because he's on a team with Nikola Jokic. Let me tuck my tail. Let me admit some defeat. And let me say, I, so far in 2 games, have been very wrong about Nikola Jokic helping get Russell Westbrook out of the rut that he's been in while he spent his time in LA. Here's the thing. When you say shit with your chest, you also have to accept defeat with your chest. And that's what I'm doing in this moment. Okay. So the hee ha ha's, Liv, you're so wrong. I know. I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. Okay. I am seeing Russell Westbrook through 2 games not look super great. Okay. In 2 games so far this season, 4 points per game, 11.1% from the field, 11.1% from 3. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. In terms of plus minus, minus 37, the team's worst. It's not looking great, folks, so far in 2 games. Now, is there a world where we start to see our starting lineup click and that becomes contagious to our second unit and everybody gets a little bit more settled in and we can get some better numbers out of Russell Westbrook? Absolutely. It is 2 games of an 82-game season, all right? So I am not fully off the train of Russell Westbrook being a great offseason add to this team. But 4 points per game, 11.1% from both the field and the 3. What else can I say besides Olivia Moody? You right now are looking like you may have had the most ice cold freezing take of all time on the planet. Folks, sometimes you just got to accept defeat. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to tell everybody to leave me alone. Quit tagging me in Rochelle Westbrook stuff. I'm not here to tell anybody to tell me to, I hear you. I see you. More importantly, I get the notifications. They're in my phone. I see them. Okay. I am fully watching the same Nuggets team that you are fully watching. Promise you that. And I'm probably watching them a little bit closer than you are, unless you're a Nuggets fan. So I see it. I get it. And you know what? If we continue down this path with Russell Westbrook, I can understand why I was chirped so loudly by Clippers fans, by Lakers fans. Listen, I hear you. I see you. And in 2 games so far, I understand you. Now, it is 2 games. So I don't want to let myself go so far off of my original opinion after only 2 games, because that's also a little like, come on, Liv, stand your ground a little bit. It's only been 2 games. There's still plenty more opportunities for Russell Westbrook to get out there and make an impact for this Denver Nuggets team. Is there a world where he can flip things around and give us a little bit more of what I was anticipating he could give us? Of course. I think some of that has to do with the player rotation. You got to put Russell Westbrook out there with guys that make sense. He needs to run point. To be honest, I don't need him taking threes right now. Because every time he pulls up for one, I'm like, oh, please don't. Please don't. I don't want to see it. Oh, it's an air ball. Oh my gosh. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's hurting my feelings. So yes, there is a world where we see some improvement in that regard. But I also think so much of that is the Nuggets, as well as Coach Malone, understanding the role of Russell Westbrook. He runs point, period. I don't, to be honest, I don't even want him in a situation where he has to come off the bench and score 25 plus. I don't want it, right? Michael Porter Jr. in the last game against the Clippers going 0 of 6 from 3. You need Russell Westbrook. Matter of fact, you need your whole bench to step up and to be producing offensively if Michael Porter Jr. is 0 of 6 from 3. Finally, we saw some help from Jamal Murray. He had 22 points in the game against the Clippers, which was much better than I had anticipated because honestly, when he started the game, he started really slow and it felt like it was trending towards that 4 of 14 game like we saw versus OKC. It wasn't feeling super great. Then we saw him find some second half rhythm, get a little bit more comfortable, get a little bit more settled in, and that was wonderful. But 22 points from Jamal Murray, unfortunately, is also not enough when you've got Michael Porter Jr., who's only got 9, 0 of 6 from 3, Aaron Gordon with 10. He was 3 of 10 from the field. So the shots were being taken. Nikola Jokic, 14 of 26 from the field, but 7 of 12 from 3. Nikola Jokic finishing with 41 points. Our bench combined for a total of 11 points. That's it. That's all. Julian Strawther with 8. He was a perfect 2 of 2 from 3. So for that, I love you, Julian Strawther. But 3 of 5 from the field, okay? Russell Westbrook, 0 of 8 from the field. 0 of 3 from 3. 2 points, both of which were free throws, okay? Peyton Watson, 0 of 3 from the field. 0 of 1 from 3. Dario Saric, 0 of 2 from the field. 0 threes taken. Only 2 rebounds from him. No assists, no steals, no blocks. Minus 12 for Dario Saric. Minus 12 for Julian Strawther. Minus 13 for Russell Westbrook. Minus 7 for Peyton Watson. Our entire bench in the minus. Our entire starting lineup in the plus. The game was a whole lot closer than it was against OKC. Okay, OKC was an absolute blowout, an absolute just demolish fest by OKC to the Denver Nuggets. Now, let me also say, OKC is a flipping good basketball team, and they're going to be good all flipping year. So I don't want to just sit here and say, had the Nuggets played better, the game could have been closer. No, I just think OKC is also really effing good. And it would be wrong of me to not give credit where it's due there. They're really, really good. And I think everybody predicted that for them this season. The problem that I have so far with what we're seeing with this Denver Nuggets team is the second unit, not super helpful. And realistically, you cannot have Nikola Jokic playing damn near 40 minutes of basketball every game for 80 more games. It's not realistic. Because to be honest with you, full transparency, I'm not sure our starting lineup is in the best shape that they could possibly be in. They don't look that way. If they are and I am wrong, please show me. Please show me that you're in better shape than what we see right now because you're sluggish, you're tired, and you're slow right out the gates when the game starts during the first quarter. It's a very tired, not in sync, slow basketball team that the Nuggets have right now. And our young guys like Peyton Watson, like Julian Strawther, they're not doing a whole lot for us off the bench. So as of right now, Nikola Jokic does need to play damn near every single minute of every game for the rest of the season because Dario Saric minutes right now, I'm not liking what I see. I'm just not. He is getting just absolutely demolished both defensively and offensively right now when he is playing on the floor. So the bench is going to be a problem for the Nuggets. That was, to me, in my hope, the only problem we would see this early. Unfortunately, The starting lineup is also looking like a problem for the Nuggets. We've got some comments. We can pop those on the screen. I see some people talking here. What did you think of Westbrook throwing Harden to the floor after he flopped? I'm not sure I caught that. I was at the game, so I was kind of walking around doing a bunch of different hits, going back and forth from the media room. So honestly, I'm not sure I saw that, but if that is what happened, I don't love that. That feels like misdirected anger, Don't throw somebody to the ground, when you're not doing so hot in 2 games played with your new team. Nuggets have to trade MPJ, split his contract into quality role players. Oh. You might be right. You might be right, but to me, it feels so wrong to trade MPJ, split his contract for different role players when at the end of the day, I would have kept MPJ over Jamal Murray at this point in time. Luka Doncic will win the championship. Your profile picture is a dead giveaway to which team you root for sure. So, here's the reality. If I'm going just based off of 2 games alone, is there fear for me that the dynasty window is completely shut down for business, boarded up, caution tape everywhere? Yes. Yes. That's how I feel. And I know that sounds dramatic. And I know there's going to be Nuggets fans out there that are like, wow, some Nuggets fan you are. I've always been a sports fan that oftentimes is more critical than celebratory, just because I know, again, we watched this Nuggets team not only win a championship, but do so in a very comfortable and convincing way. That team playing their best basketball looked virtually untouchable. Now, were there other pieces involved in that team that we no longer have? Yes. But to me, you still have Nikola Jokic, you still have Jamal Murray, you still have Aaron Gordon, you still have MPJ. That should be enough to compete against an OKC team at home and also a Clippers team at home. Early in the season, when you shouldn't be tired yet, you've got fresh legs, and it's the start of your season to establish who you are as a team. Those 4 players alone should be enough. Am I saying that it's we're going to be fine without KCP? Absolutely not. If I could have given one of my legs to keep KCP, I might have thought about it. So what's really tough about the position that the Nuggets are in right now is we may have to use MPJ as the scapegoat here. And I don't like that, not one bit. Because if you asked me at the end of last season, who are you keeping on this team? MPJ would not have been the first person, in my opinion, on the trade block. It would have been the person that just got a max contract. Because I am of the mind of, what have you done for me lately? It's all fun and dandy to think about all the great things that we've had with these players. Look at a player like Klay Thompson. He did a lot of really great things. And then he got injured, and it felt like the game passed him by a little bit. And when that happened, we didn't see him in his prime anymore. We saw flashes of it, right? On this new team, the Mavericks, he was 6 of 10 in the first game with his new team from 3. We see flashes of Klay Thompson being really great and being very impactful for whatever team he's on offensively. We see that, but it's not consistent. It's not enough that warrants a max contract anymore for a guy like Klay Thompson. And I fear we may be in that space with Jamal Murray right now. I love Jamal. But to me, I don't want to celebrate too much a 22-point performance by him, because to me, that's the standard. That's bare minimum from Jamal Murray after knowing what he can do for this Nuggets team. 22 points is bare minimum. I don't want to say, woohoo, yay, Jamal scored 22. Yeah, that feels like it should just be happening every other night, to be honest with you. And it's those 40-point games that you go, there he is. Holy crap. We've got Jamal Murray on our side. Those 40-point performances are the ones where you go, okay, this is why we signed this guy to a max contract. I don't want to celebrate 22-point performances right now, to be completely honest with you. I just don't. I don't. That's bare minimum, folks. That's bare minimum. So, in a perfect world, at least the 4 starters that we brought back from this championship roster are doing their job, but they're not even doing that. Then you look at the depth of this team, and it's scary hours. Our entire bench in the minus as it pertains to plus minus. Our whole bench. It's not looking good right now. I know it's only 2 games in, but it's not looking good right now. We've got some more comments. What are people saying? Here we go. The bench was the problem for years now, but starters play like they never played together. Correct. Exactly my point. The bench has been a problem. It's been something that I've been like, oh, come on, which I think is why I put so much emphasis on Russell Westbrook could be great for us. This could be it. This could be it. This could be it. It was absolutely wishful thinking amongst also knowing that he's just a really high level competitor. There was the hope that Russell Westbrook can help elevate our bench, right? The bench to me is a huge issue for this Nuggets team, yes. But right now, not even our starters are playing in sync. Not even our starters are doing their job. The starters will be okay, but they don't get paid to be okay. And that is exactly my point. Jamal Murray scoring 22, I'm not mad at that. But that is not enough. And to me, that is bare minimum from a guy like Jamal Murray. That is bare minimum from a max contract player to have a 22-point performance against a Clippers team. Come on. Y'all disrespect Jamal Murray so much. How Jamal is not an all-star. Nobody disrespects Jamal. I'm not disrespecting Jamal. I'm going off of what Jamal has shown me for the last few months. I want him to prove me wrong. I want to be dead wrong about the fact that he doesn't deserve a max contract. I want him to go out there and drop 40 on everybody's head and say, F you, I see your tweets, I see your little stupid podcasts, and I'm going to show you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to be shown. I'm waiting to be proven wrong. I want to be wrong about this. I want Jamal Murray to go out there and remind everybody who the F he is and why the F he deserved a max contract. But I'm not seeing that yet, folks. What do you want from me? Am I going to hang on for dear life to the buzzer beater shot against the Lakers that happened last season? Am I going to hang on for dear life his 2020 bubble performance? Am I going to hang on for dear life to the 2023 NBA championship run? No. That's over with. I'm talking about the here and the now. I'm talking about the fact that a guy who many wonder isn't named an all-star, is 4 of 14 from the field in a home opener game against the number 1 team in the Western Conference, a team that is going to be your toughest competitor this year. Now we're trending towards the direction of the entire conference might be your toughest competitor because you're up against yourselves right now, Nuggets. You are competing against yourself right now. There is no rhythm and there's no in syncness with our starting lineup. Our bench isn't doing a thing. And right now, CB looks like the one that's got the most hustle and athleticism out of our starters. We are playing slow, tired basketball right from the gates when the game starts. We're playing like we're exhausted. We're playing like it's game 75 and we've got our sights on a deep playoff run. It's game 2, Nuggets. 2. And you look exhausted. And you got paid. Jamal, you got paid in the offseason. So much so that I don't know what we're going to do with MPJ. I don't know if we can keep MPJ in Denver based on the way that this team is performing. And if you would have asked me before the season started, I would have said, hands down, you keep MPJ, you get rid of Jamal Murray, because what have you done for me lately? I love that we saw a 22-point performance from Jamal, because that means maybe we're getting a step closer. But again, 22 points from a max contract starter that's won a championship is bare minimum. That should be happening every game. 50% from 3 should be every game. And then up against that tough competition where you need him to activate himself, he's going 35, 40 plus in a game. I mean, come on now. I'm sitting here thinking through, damn, would we be better with a Donovan Mitchell that I know still has it, that I know can still activate himself and get an offense going? We're running the offense through a guy who is still trying to shake an injury from June. Supposedly. And if he's not trying to shake an injury, then he's trying to shake some type of mental rut that he's in. And I want him to shake it so damn bad because he is mandatory to the success of this Nuggets team. It's not even close. If at his best, Jamal Murray is giving us 22 points right now, again, it's a long season. There's a lot more opportunities for Jamal Murray to shake whatever he's in right now and to get it together and to be the point guard that we need him to be for this team. There's a lot of time left. I understand that. But if 22 points is a good game for Jamal Murray, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble right now. This Nuggets team needs to play harder for longer. All I can say is get well soon, #Lake Show. The Lakers are an impressive 3-0 under JJ Redick, but as per usual, Lakers fans taking 3 games and sprinting down the hills with it. I'm excited for the Lakers. I think it's great what they're doing. I also know that hopefully you get a healthy Anthony Davis all season long, and it's a long season. That's all I'm going to say. But per usual, Lakers fans are in the DM. Listen, what's really going to be tough for the Lakers, and I'm not saying that I see this happening because the Nuggets are on the absolute struggle bus right now, but I would be careful, #Lake Show, about talking too much shit this early, because if we face you again as badly as we've started and we whoop you again, that's going to be super embarrassing. So maybe just take a deep breath, settle down, and understand it's a long season. But you're not telling me anything I don't already know. I'm watching the same games you are. The comment that just came in, having fun with Westbrook, ? Yeah, you're a little late to the game, Shane. I've already taken responsibility for my ice cold take. So join the show at the top or hush up. I've already taken accountability. I was dead wrong. I don't know what more you want from me in this moment. I, so far, in 2 games, have been completely wrong about Westbrook. Here's the beautiful thing about opinions. They're my opinions. I'm going to continue to say wrong shit. Just prepare yourself for that, okay? I'm going to continue to be dead wrong. 100% will be wrong again. Russell Westbrook does not look good right now. He's averaging 4 points per game through 2 games, 11.1% from the field, 11.1% from 3. I'm watching the same thing you are. It's not going well, okay? I'm aware. Westbrook being added to this team, it's not happening as quickly as I would like it to happen. Is there time for things to turn around? Yeah. Yeah, there is. But right now, yeah, not feeling great about it. Not feeling great about my Russell Westbrook take. But there's a reason the video is still pinned on my profile. I don't back down from shit I say. I said it. It is what it is. It was an opinion that I had before the season even started. What do I look like unpinning shit from my profile and acting like I never said it? I said it. And at that time, I believed it wholeheartedly. I didn't say that for clicks. Nikola Jokic elevates players around him. I was hoping he would do the same for Russell Westbrook, because let me also say, I'm a large fan of Russell Westbrook. Despite what he is or isn't doing for my team, I love him. He's a competitor, and I love the way he plays. The energy he plays with, I should say. So yeah, listen, I'm also not pressed at people giving me shit for being wrong about Westbrook, because I was. I mean, as of right now, it's looking like it might be the largest ice cold take of the century. Full transparency. It's looking pretty bad. It's looking pretty bad. And I see a lot of people also, Lakers fans, saying, if LeBron couldn't do it, what makes you think Jokic can? Those are 2 very different players that play very different basketball. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying Nikola Jokic is better than LeBron James. Not one time in my video did I say that. Lakers fans sometimes have hearing problems where they hear what they want to hear, not what they actually heard. Never once did I say Nikola Jokic was better at elevating players than LeBron James. Never said that. But they do play very different styles of basketball. So it was my hope that if LeBron couldn't do it, maybe Nikola Jokic could. Okay. So listen, guys, dead wrong so far. Yes, it's only 2 games in. There are 80 more games to go. But as of now, I am looking like I am ice cold to the core, okay? You have to understand too, these players that get moved around to different teams and it doesn't work, sometimes it's just not a good fit. Sometimes it's just not a cohesive thing. So my hope was, hey, if it didn't work for him in 2 LA franchises that are notorious for turning players over that don't instantly give them benefit, maybe it'll work in Denver. Because Denver has kept Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray together through highs and lows. They've been patient with the process, and it ended up translating very well for them in 2023. My hope is it will be the same thing with Russell Westbrook. So as of now, my take is ice cold dog doo-doo, BS, horrible. I mean, just bad. Bad all around. But it is only 2 games. And I do have to be patient with this Nuggets team. There's a lot of different things that changed for this team. A new starter thrown in the mix, Russell Westbrook being added, Julian Strawther finally healthy. Peyton Watson saw 0 minutes of playing time in the preseason, and then we threw him into the mix. Dario Saric is a backup big for Jokic. That's brand new for this team. There are some changes that are going to take some time for them to actually, I think, be of any benefit to this Nuggets team. But my big concerns are we at least, at bare minimum, need some sync and some rhythm between the 4 guys that have been in the starting lineup before and have won a championship before. And right now, we're not getting that. Our bench has been a problem. So for people saying your bench is trash, yeah, we've been knowing our bench is an issue. It's the lack of rhythm between 4 guys that have been playing together and won a ring together. That's what concerns me the most. We've got to have patience with a bench that's pretty much brand new. We got to have patience with CB if he has bad games. But as of now, he's arguably one of the ones I feel the most confident in that starting lineup. It's the 4 players that we've invested nearly $163 million into that are not in rhythm, that are not playing good basketball, that are acting like we're at game 70 because of how tired they're playing. That's where my concern lies. So we'll end with that. We'll end with the big shebang, which is this. So far, my Russell Westbrook take is ice cold, baby. Jack Frost in the house. Jack Frost Moods. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, ice cold. But I think there is time that we need to allow Russell Westbrook and our bench to get things going. As for the 4 starters that are playing tired basketball that are not in sync, that's the issue. That's the concern because you're approaching game 3 tonight against Toronto. If you're tired now, I'm not sure that gets any better by game 50, 70, or 80. So, some things to think about. Listen, rough 2 first games. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit on this show. I can tell you that right now. I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's behind that doesn't deserve it. We don't look good right now. Period. Point blank. It's not looking good, folks. Okay. So there's a lot of things that need to change. There's a lot of things that need to be tightened up. I'm going to give it a little more time before I freak the F out. And as for Jamal Murray and signing that max contract and the repercussions we may have to face down the road with that as it pertains to the money that we have in the bank and the players that we can add to this team, that's just a tough pill that Calvin Booth is going to have to swallow at this point. Is there a world where Jamal Murray figures it out? Yes. But if figuring it out is only 22 points, I'm not sure we have a successful season on the horizon. Because to me, knowing what Jamal Murray can do and how great he can be, 22 points is bare minimum. Bare minimum. So that's where we're at. And, I didn't mean to make this a whole Debbie Downer fest of like, wow, we suck, wow, this, wow, that. But at the end of the day, I haven't seen a whole lot in 2 games of play that I'm pleased with. That's just the facts. And I would hope and pray that the Nuggets also haven't felt pleased with the 2 games that we've seen so far. So that's all. That's all. It could be a very long year for us, Nuggets fans. But we do have some exciting things happening in the world of NBA here. We've got in I can give credit where it's due. Lakers starting 3-0 under JJ Redick. Shout out to JJ for turning this program around so far. Chet is looking really great. Maybe keep your eyes peeled on him for Defensive Player of the Year. SGA, absolutely keep your eyes on him for MVP. There's a lot of exciting things happening in the NBA. So don't want to always just be, Debbie Downer and constantly moping around. But yeah, right now, not playing great. So either way, much love. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This has been another episode of Off Court presented by The Baking Room. I will be back again, likely on Thursday, because we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about in the NBA as a whole on Thursday. So we'll get into that. Thank you guys for hanging with me. We'll have some coverage for you for all the Nuggets games as well. Nuggets play tonight against Toronto. I should have a little bit of something that I cook up at home, kind of reviewing that game, giving you guys a little post-game recap, if you will. We'll get that up and out to you. Of course, Guerrilla Sports covering all your favorite teams and sports 7 days a week. We've got stuff coming to you all the time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Liv Moods. We'll be back again with more all things Guerrilla Sports, as well as Off-Field Wednesday, Off-Field Friday, Off Court Thursday. We'll be here. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.